Hey guys, today I'm making a copycat version of the Restoration Hardware Balustrade coffee table. I love this table and I've wanted it for a long time, but the Restoration Hardware version is $2,500 and my version is right below $200, so it's a much more affordable option. So here we go. So what I did first was just go shopping for all the materials that I needed and all the wood. Now I'm just going through the cut list and I'm gonna measure all my pieces and cut them down to what they need to be. So here we go. Okay, so here I have the coffee table laid out. This will be the bottom piece and this is the top piece. I have the bottom pieces actually upside down because I'm about to mark the spots where I'm going to put the pocket hole screws in. Okay, so I made these little red dots everywhere that I'm going to put in a pocket hole screw just to make it a little bit easier. Okay, so I have one of the boards here. I'm about to put it in the kreg jig. You want to make sure to put the red marking down when you're putting it on the machine. And then you put the kreg jig attachment on your power drill. I lined it up with this one, B. You stick it in, start drilling. Unlatch it, and there's your hole. Okay, so now I have two boards cut and ready to be screwed in. So there's a hole, there's a hole, there's a hole, ignore that one, and there's a hole. So now I'm going to clamp these two boards together and screw them together. Okay, now I have these two boards clamped together. I'm going to screw in the first screw. So I'm just gonna just like that. Do the next one. Sorry, it's wiggly. I'm trying to do this one-handed. There you go. Okay, here's a little trick if your clamps aren't long enough to clamp like more than two pieces together. See, mine will only go to there, so I'm not able to clamp these three pieces. So I made this little contraption. There's just like a little piece of 2x4 holding those two pieces together, and then you just clamp these two boards to the 2x4, and it holds it together pretty well. Okay, next I'm going to screw this frame together. So I'm just gonna do one here. I'm gonna do two on each. So here's the bottom shelf. It's all screwed together now. Just have it leaned up against that table. Okay, so I went through and made those red marks on the top piece now. You can see them there. I also went through and numbered each piece of wood so that I can remember what order they go in, because I already placed them in the order that I thought looked best. And then a T for the top piece and a B for the bottom piece.
One drink, that's me. Aha! Stop.
Do it again.
No.
I want to hear it.
Some people say, Ludwig, what makes you so smart?
Do it in Italian.
Italian?
Please?
Did you think Oop Diggy Diggy Oop Papa was Italian?
Yeah. Okay, this is probably the hardest part of the coffee table. What I'm doing now is just gluing and screwing these two pieces to the tops and bottom of the leg. And I have a little bit of an overhang on each side. So first, I'm measuring where exactly I'm going to place this on here. So this is just right under 7 inches, and this is about 7 1/4 inches. So I'm going to minus 1/8 from each side of the square. Okay, next I'm just putting a little bit of glue on the leg. Don't put too much or else your leg is going to slide all around this piece when you try to glue it on. So I'm just putting it right in the center, just about that much, and then I'll just kind of rub it in. And place it on my wood. See that, how it like slides around? So just don't put too much glue. Okay, so I have it placed pretty well right now. I'm going to flip it over as carefully as I can. Try not to move the leg at all. And then I'm just going to kind of sit on half of it so that I can put a screw in on the other half, because I'm not strong enough to hold it down to where it won't move, so I'm going to sit on it, put all my weight on it. Or you can just like put a knee on it. Okay, that feels like I'm just kind of filling the lip underneath to see if it feels like there's the same amount of space on both sides. And you're not going to get it perfect, so don't waste your time trying to make it absolutely perfect. Once you have it in a pretty good spot, I'm going to put one screw in this side. I'm not going to go all the way in, just like halfway. And then I'm going to put my knee on the other side and putting the other screw in this side. And then I'm just going to go back and forth on the two screws and tighten each one a little bit at a time. If you screw one in all the way, it's going to slide the piece of wood over a little bit. So I've learned that if you just go back and forth a little bit on each screw, it keeps the piece of wood more centered. You're going to want to screw it in deep enough to where the screw goes into the wood, like indents the wood a little bit, so that it has a flush bottom. So when you screw it into the coffee table, it won't be wobbly. So. There you go. You can barely see that little, it's kind of blurry, but that little mark I made with my pencil of where the edge was going to line up. You can see it there. Can't really see that one. And there, so there's just that little lip on each side, and it looks pretty centered to me. I'm happy with that one. So, the bottom part is a little bit trickier, I've learned. So basically, I'm doing all the same steps, except I'm not going to screw it in until the glue is dry, because I just haven't had success screwing it in without it moving a ton. So. So also this side's trickier because this piece and this piece have to be completely parallel to each other. So I've just been placing it where it looks like it's good, and then I will carefully turn it on its side and make sure that the two pieces are flat on the ground, like parallel. And then you have to move it around a little bit, move it around while it's on its side. Okay, so once your glue has dried on that second piece, you're just gonna do the same thing that you did on the other side. Okay, here are all the pieces that have been stained. This will be the whole coffee table. So now I just need to go in and screw them all together. So there's the legs, that's the bottom piece, that's the top piece, and then this is the piece that will connect to the legs on the top. So there you go. Apparently I stopped filming at this point, so I'm just going to walk you through it. So you're going to grab these 4 2x4 pieces and drill 2 pocket holes in each side of the board where the red markings are. And then you're going to screw the 2x4s to the legs. Next, you're going to clamp the legs onto the bottom piece as shown here. And then you're going to use a long screw to screw through the bottom of the table into the leg. Once you've done that on all 4 sides, flip the table over and clamp the top piece onto the legs as shown here. And I just went ahead and screwed straight through the square leg piece into the bottom of the tabletop. These screws won't be hidden, but you'll never see it unless you're laying underneath the table, so I didn't think it was a big deal to do it that way. And that's pretty much it. I'll be making a second video to show you how I stained this piece. It's a 3-step staining process and I love it so much, so I'm excited to make that video for you. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks guys!